Greetings, my name is JC.
And I'm Ian.
And this is the Gamer's Gaiden. So this is games that we are looking forward to in 2020. So we have some official release dates for kind of the first half of the year, and some without release dates that could release anytime during the year or be postponed until 2021. Boo. Hopefully that doesn't happen with any of these games. And this isn't a comprehensive list of every game that's coming out. It's just games that we're interested in. So
we're kind of hoping to do like a monthly, like quick, like, hey, this is what's coming out this month.
Yeah, that we're potentially going to be playing and reviewing or talking about. So the first half of this video, we're just going to go over the first few months, and then we'll go over the ones that don't have dates. And yeah, let's get right into January of 2020. We're already about a week and a half in, and these games are coming out pretty soon. But Ian, there's a game that you're wanting to play that's coming out this month?
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Mm-hmm.
I am so excited for this. I had a chance to play it at Fan Expo.
Yeah, it looked really fun.
Yeah, it's a really fun adventure game. I love that it has the exploration elements. You don't really get a lot of Dragon Ball games like that.
Yeah, most of them are just fighting games, which this looks like it's kind of a hybrid between an adventure game and one of those fighting games.
Yes.
It was kind of a bit of a button masher like Dynasty Warriors, but not in the same reflect, but a little bit the same, which is fun. I love Dynasty Warrior games.
Yeah, and it had random encounters, it had experience and levels.
And missions.
It played a little bit to me like Jump Force. If anybody played Jump Force from last year, which was okay, but this is Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball, so I'm super pumped for this. JC, I think the next one you're really excited for.
Yeah, so this comes out about mid-month. Moons of Madness is a PSVR title that's coming out that's kind of a space Cthulhu mix of a game.
It's VR.
Yeah, and it's VR, so it's like a horror game that has like Cthulhuian aspects to it, apparently. I watched the trailer for it. It looks really exciting. I don't know much about it because I'm refusing to read any spoilers or things about it, and I'm going to be playing this game whenever it comes out, and yeah, I'm looking really forward to it because I really like that type of horror, and
Same.
It's going to be pretty cool that it's VR as well. And the last game for January that I'm pretty excited about, hopefully can get some friends together to play this, because it's Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. And
I'm also really excited for this. I apologize, JC. My caravan is already full.
Oh, is it?
We are so pumped and ready to go. Now, this is a little bit controversial because if you look in a few different places, like this does show a release date. But some places will say it doesn't yet.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that the January release date is accurate.
Me too.
Because I don't want to wait anymore for this. I want this ASAP.
Yeah, you need to finish Death Stranding first, but hopefully it's not too early. But yeah. But yeah, it's really cool because it was really expensive to play this game with multiple people in the GameCube era. You'd have to have
it's even more expensive now.
Oh, is it?
Well, because you gotta have
4 Switches and 4 copies of the game, but you can play with people online.
Well, I just mean more expensive now. Like if you want to play the original one, because you still need 4 Game Boy Advances. Yeah. You need 4 link cables.
And if you want to get really fancy, you can use a Game Boy Advance player and make it even more.
Oh my goodness! And then more TVs.
Yeah, and more TVs for your for your Game Boy part of it. But anyway,
this should make it a little bit more accessible.
Yeah, it will make it a lot more accessible, and it'll be really fun. So let's go on to the next month, February.
This is a big month for you.
Yeah, so Iron Man VR is coming out. We played that at Fan Expo. It was a lot of fun, although it did crash for me, but it was kind of like the... I think it was like a beta or something like that. But
yeah, mine didn't crash. I had a blast with this. I thought this was so much fun.
Yeah, and it was really cool. It was just an Iron Man experience in VR, and
they really kind of nailed the Iron Man thing too. Like,
yeah, they did. And the part that we played was basically like a tutorial. It was like shoot these obstacles and stuff like that, and these drones, and that was basically it.
But also fly around. Yeah. You were flying around his like mansion on the coast, going through a bunch of different like rock formations.
Fully expecting the game to be like a action adventure with bad guys and stuff like that too. So it should be pretty cool. Yeah. So looking forward to that. Also, probably one of the biggest games I'm looking forward to is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I'm a huge fan of the original Ori and the Blind Forest game. It is Metroidvania platforming done to some of its best that's ever been done. And the first game just was really great game. I didn't play it until about a year after it had come out, just because I'd waited till it comes out on GOG, and I'm just gonna buy this on the Windows Store. Yeah, it's I'm really looking forward to this game. So I'm hoping it's just as good. Looks like based off of the gameplay footage that they've released, that they've got some cool new mechanics and bigger and better bosses and stuff like that. And
I actually had a chance to play like a demo of this at Fan Expo 2 years ago.
Right.
I was surprised that it wasn't there this year.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of fun. I never played the original one, but I actually had quite a bit of fun playing this, and they gave me like half an hour with it.
Right.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, so if you like that type of game, you'll probably be looking forward to this as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. Ian, the next game is a game that you're going to be...
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics. Yeah. So this is like a tactics-based game based on the Netflix series that just came out.
Right.
So it's like that kind of time period, and being able to like use various gelflings and fight against the Skeksis, and yeah, this should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is a game that I'm going to be looking at in order to see if it's something that I want to get. I'm going to look at some Let's Players, see how you like it, and kind of get a gauge of what the game is like in order to see whether or not it's something that I'm going to be picking up. But it does look interesting, that is definitely for certain, because tactical games are really great genre that I think a lot of people should play more of. So.
Yeah, you love tactical games.
I do.
mean, this is like it's a grid based. So, I mean, kind of up my alley for a bunch of things that I played this year.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm super stoked for that, so...
Yeah. Potentially, one of two of the biggest months, March, Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming out.
Yeah, there goes all my time.
Yeah, it's gone. Well, maybe 10 hours. I'm not expecting this game to be long, but we don't know. So
yeah, we have no idea.
It might, yeah. But, so this game, it's been... apparently in the works for a really long time. I think part of that was a lie. It was just the tech demo. But yeah, they're making it. It's apparently real whenever I see it on my doorstep.
That's not true. That is not true, because we both woke up early every day before Fan Expo to register to play the demo, and we played it every single day.
We did, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
and,
it was worth it. Yes, we were goons because we took that 30-minute time slot away from somebody else. Yeah, but I don't care. This was so good.
So worth it. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It felt like the characters in Final Fantasy, and I think that's one of the most important parts. It felt like it was actually Barrett and Cloud. And Biggs and Jesse, and
I had just played through this like maybe a month prior. No, actually not even, like a few weeks prior. I had done a playthrough of the original, and I was so impressed at the time with how well the story still stood up, and I am so excited, especially getting a hands-on and being there. It's just like, it was just a better looking version of it.
Before playing the demo, my biggest fear for this game was that they wouldn't get the characters right, or they would change it, and I can tell you from playing the demo, I no longer have that fear anymore. It's going to be fantastic.
Pure excitement.
Yeah, but let's get on to the next game, because we could go on an excitement on FF7 pretty much all day.
It's true.
This is a game that you're looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Animal Crossing, man. I mean... It's
because you're a GameCube Animal Crossing player, right?
I played so much Animal Crossing on the GameCube.
Right.
I mean, I picked up the other ones and I enjoyed them, but I'm excited to have one that's like both handheld and console as well.
Kind of back to its roots too, because there hasn't been a console version of Animal Crossing in a while.
Well, we had one for the Wii, but the Wii U release was not really like a traditional Animal Crossing game. So
that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, I'm super pumped to be able to get back into a world. I'm excited to owe money again to Tom Nook and work my way out of debt with him.
Yeah.
So this will be, what I loved most about Animal Crossing was that it's kind of casual, and that you can just kind of like jump in, play for half an hour, 45 minutes, once you kind of get into the routine. Right. And then you can kind of play other things. But it's a nice little consistent, like...
Yeah, because you don't have to give it 100% of your time. You just got to give it your time, right?
You just got to give it some time.
Just don't abandon your town. That's all we ask.
And what's even more interesting is then when you do put it down for like a couple of years, go back.
They will be devastated.
Yeah, like go back and look at your town after like 2 or 3 years. It's fantastic. I love looking at the ghost town.
Yeah. So another game that we're looking forward to in March is Vampire Bloodlines 2,
Yeah,
which is a
super
sequel to the
stoked.
original. Yeah.
I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
Because like the original like Vampire the Masquerade Redemption was like totally missed.
Yeah.
And then people barely noticed Bloodlines as well.
Yeah, it wasn't until later that like Bloodlines was out for a while and people started talking about it. It's like I only knew about Bloodlines through word of mouth.
Yeah.
And I met somebody in college and she was like, "Oh, this is a really great RPG. Like RPGs, how have you never played this game before?" And I'm just like, I don't know. And yeah, it had been out for a while, and so I got around to playing it, and I think the only thing is I'm gonna have to redo some research to figure out more information about the houses to like figure out my allegiances and stuff if I get to choose that, to figure out like which ones I'm gonna want to do, just because I remember that being a big thing with the
it
first one.
was a very big thing.
Yeah, and yeah, so this game should be pretty awesome.
I'm super stoked.
Yeah.
I mean, the first Bloodlines was very much in the same vein as like the original Deus Ex, where you had so many options and just so much you can do in like a first-person RPG.
Yeah.
You know, it really like people talk about the depth and stuff to like Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls games. This is like so far beyond.
Yeah, this is, I think, a deeper depth with its lore, because there's a lot of the tabletop role-playing game where there are a lot of the source books for each of the houses, and they really took a lot of time to incorporate a lot of that. So yeah.
Plus, you have like you have all the other like the Mage Ascension, you know, Werewolf, all of those other like things incorporated here as well.
Yeah,
because they had the werewolves as well as the ghosts and the mages, and yeah, there's a lot. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah,
March is going to be the roughest month.
It'll be fun. So the next game on our list is Doom Eternal. Really big fan of the original Dooms and of the remastered remakes of Doom, the 2016, and this is a new one coming out, and it should be pretty much more of the same thing, which is fine by me.
Yeah, just heavy metal, big guns, and shooting up demons.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. Should be a fun experience.
Should be fun.
Yeah. And I wonder if they're going to do like a VFR version of this one too, where it's like a...
I mean, probably. Why not?
Sort of missions of it, yeah. And the last game, Persona 5 Royale, if you didn't get on the Persona 5 bandwagon the first time, this is definitely the time to do it, because they've added in apparently a lot more time frame to the game after the original has ended.
As well as an additional character.
New character, new events, some things tweaked a little bit, and
this is traditional Persona.
Yeah,
this is traditional Persona.
This is the plus version.
you get a few years later, you always get that like plus version.
Yeah.
And I mean it would have sucked waiting, because Persona 5. You've heard me talk about Persona 5 so many times. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's almost worth waiting for this. Almost. I'm still gonna play this again.
Yeah, it's worth a replay, and if you haven't gotten to Persona yet, now's the time, is when this game comes out.
Absolutely.
So let's get into games released in April. So the big one in April, this is kind of like the other big month, is Cyberpunk 2077.
There you go. Yeah. Done. That's it. Between March and April, I'm done for games for the year. I don't need to play
like
anything
2
else.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Cyberpunk looks really cool, and I'm super looking forward to it.
I'm kind of scared.
Especially, yeah?
I'm kind of scared. I'm hoping that it lives up to its hype.
Yeah, that is true. There is a lot of hype behind this game.
There's a ton of hype.
But I don't know, CD Projekt Red is working on it. I have faith in CD Projekt Red.
Yeah,
They're
that's
a really
true.
great company. So, and they did postpone it once, and they told us specifically it was because they didn't want to release an unfinished product, and they felt that they can get it done by April. So, you know.
And they stand by their product. I mean, we got so much extra content for The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
And like just 2 massive expansions that were fantastic.
Yeah. I didn't use all my vacation from 2019, so I got them all rolled over. I'm thinking of taking like a good week off just for this game. So
you're gonna need to.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to just play it like 12 hours a day, see what happens. But another game releasing in April is the Resident Evil 3 remake. we've talked about Resident Evil 2 a lot. They're basically using the same engine and redoing Resident Evil 3 in the same engine. RE2 is a great game. I don't really like RE3 as much as RE2 because of basically its main mechanic for most of the game is just running away from Nemesis, which I kind of found annoying after a while, but I'm going to get it and give it a shot.
I'm a little bit worried again. Like I mentioned it in the our Games of the Year video, where I'm a little bit concerned that because RE2 really leaned into Mr. X, with this one it might feel a little bit more the same.
So it might be. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Either way, it's probably going to be a great game.
And at least the polish will be there for sure.
That is true. That is true. Next game coming out is Trials of Mana, which is a pretty big RPG that's coming out on the Switch. And really looking forward to this because I like the Mana series, and this is like a remake of a remaster of an already existing game. So yeah, looking forward to that one.
But it was one we didn't get originally in North America.
Yeah,
we did not get this.
We didn't. So you could play fan translations, which I dabbled in the fan translation like high school and college, and I never really beat the game. So that's the main reason why I'm looking forward to this is because I never actually sat down to give it its time.
Yeah.
So now that it's kind of been being re-released and redone, it's sparking my interest for the game again, and yeah, I probably won't be playing this in April though. I'm probably going to be waiting until a little bit later because of so much stuff being released that is higher on the priority list.
Yeah,
but,
it's going to be a pretty hectic month.
Still a game that I'm going to put on the stack of games, but there's one more game that you're looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to Predator Hunting Grounds. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous because it is that like asymmetrical multiplayer,
right?
You know, where you have the like someone playing as the Predator, and then you'll have other people playing as like humans.
Yeah.
It does lean very heavily on the original Predator film, from what I've seen, and then also some of the lore because they do have, I guess, lady predators.
Okay.
My wife's gonna yell at me because she knows exactly what they're called. But I am excited. It seems very much like Predator, which I don't think we've ever really got a great representation of Predator.
There was
Concrete Jungle was pretty good for the Xbox.
Right. And there was also the Alien vs. Predator game that was released in like around 2000 that was pretty well received, where you could be one of the three.
It was okay.
I think it was more of its level design that was praised the most because you could play either three of the very different races.
And it was way more fun to play as aliens. In any of the Alien vs. Predator games, it was always way more fun to be an alien.
Fair enough.
Just like skittering around. But Hunting Grounds looks like a lot of fun.
Cool.
You know, I think it's... I'm hoping that it ends up delivering.
Yeah.
And not being kind of just the same as like the Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th. I don't know why I blanked on that, but Friday the 13th. So I'm hoping it's not too much like that.
Yeah.
I hope it has its own little niche.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
So let's move on to May. This is the last month that we have like release dates for before we get into just games that are being released in 2020.
Eventually.
Yeah, sometime during the year, hopefully. But May is the month that Last of Us Part 2 has come out. So yeah, that is. I'm a really big fan of the first Last of Us game. You've yet to play it.
I still haven't finished
but
it.
You got
I
a free
played some
copy
of
with
it.
the PlayStation Plus.
I did get a free copy of it November.
Should get on that once you're done Death Stranding.
There's so much coming out this year. It's going to be a challenge.
Yeah. But
maybe I'll just binge it in like a week.
Maybe.
Play them both.
But yeah, it's like a 20-hour game if I recall correctly. Something like that.
Alright, I just want to sleep. Just
one day. Yeah, wow. Well, let me know how that goes. Yeah, so Last of Us Part 2, from the gameplay release that they did earlier in 2019 and the trailer and what we know of the game, this game should be fantastic. Yeah, looking forward to it. I'm trying to not spoil myself with too much of it. I've basically come to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm not watching any more trailers. I'm not looking into this. I got a release date. It's pre-ordered.
Honestly, the trailers do have me intrigued.
They do.
They really do.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
It does. So the next game is Wasteland 3, which is a role-playing game that's coming out on the PC. we got the final after like 20 years, 20 plus years after the first game came out. We got the second one, and now we're getting a third one. So that's pretty cool. If you really like sort of a post-apocalyptic genre and RPGs, this is something that would potentially be up your alley.
Basically, like the original, like Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and Tactics. Mm-hmm. This is very much in that vein.
Yeah, isometric style role-playing game in that genre. So yeah, Wasteland 3 should be a great game. And let's get into your
my potential game of the year.
Oh, okay.
This very well could be my game of the year.
Yeah.
Man-Eater.
All right. What's Man-Eater about, Ian?
Well, let me tell you, JC. You get to play as a giant shark.
Which is, like, your favorite thing?
That's my favorite thing. Yeah. If you know me, you know I love sharks. Mm-hmm. And I am so incredibly excited for this game.
Yeah.
I don't really... I will watch trailers, and sometimes if something, like, really intrigues me, I might go a little bit deeper. I might watch, like, maybe some developer gameplay. I have watched everything. Every single thing that they've released for this. Right. Every time someone's interviewed the developers, while they're, like, doing like a demo.
Right.
I've watched it all.
Got to see that new footage.
Yeah.
It does look like it's going to be fun.
I'm so excited for this. Jaws Unleashed was not a great game.
No.
But a very enjoyable game for me. Mm-hmm. And this looks like a way better version of that.
Awesome.
So I am so incredibly excited. And I thought I would just mention it. I don't know what to think necessarily of it, but Marvel's Avengers, the Square Enix Avengers game. Yeah. I'm kind of curious.
I thought more information would be released about this earlier, and they didn't. And I'm curious about this game too. So as the months go on, definitely I'm going to be curious about it and look into it to see if it is something that I want to play.
It's a little bit weird that they didn't get the likenesses, but at the same time, like, I'm okay with it being different.
Well, they kind of look like the comic book likenesses, right?
But they also sort of look like the movie characters, just like not at the same time.
Square Enix, like, they have the money.
They
work with Disney. They have the money.
Yeah, like this is. Nah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I'm very curious if this just ends up being a much better looking Ultimate Alliance 3. Mm-hmm. Then all right, sure, sign me up. Sure, I'll play this game.
You can play that for 10 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give a multiplayer. Play for 20.
Mm-hmm. So the last section of this is games that don't actually have a release date yet, as we mentioned. So let's go through our list of games that we're interested in. Hopefully all these come out this year, but sometimes they don't. We'll see. But the first game on our list is Bravely Default 2.
That kind of weirds me out because we had Bravely Second.
Yeah.
Which was the sequel.
The third one. That's a good point.
This is actually the third. This is very much a Rambo First Blood kind of thing.
Yeah.
If they release a follow-up to this, I really hope it's like Bravely Default
to
like
Afterlife or something. Who knows? But so Bravely Default series is kind of like your traditional core JRPG style game, and if you like older style RPGs, this is most likely going to be a game that you will enjoy. And so the Switch is going to be released in one of the not State of Play, what's it called? Nintendo Directs. And and they're making another one, and it should be fun.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. The name still weirds me out.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah. This is a game I'm a little scared that it might slip the timeline a little bit, which could hurt the game, because this game has to come out before the PlayStation 5 comes out. Otherwise, it's going to affect how many people play it, in my opinion, and that's Ghost of Tsushima. And, this game looks aesthetically very, very cool. Like, it's samurai to a T.
Kind of, but it's also like ninja.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
I'm thinking it might kind of like, I got a very big samurai vibe, but I'm really hoping that this is kind of like your like Dawn of Ninja, samurai kind of like needing to use the shadows, and there's a lot that I'm excited for about this game.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, because you've got like some ATB actions off of like jumping from a roof from the gameplay and stuff like that. But I thought this was coming out last year. It didn't. It's apparently coming out this year. Hopefully it comes out before the PS5 comes out.
Or it just comes out on the PS5. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be funny. It's a launch date PS5 game. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima should be amazing. Next game, Little Nightmares 2.
Yeah, you really liked the first one.
I did. It was really cool. It was like a horror platformer game where you had these little levels that you had to basically get through, and it was quirky and enjoyable. And, it wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. It was like, with the expansion packs, I think it was like maybe 8 hours or something like that. And yeah, it was a great game. I loved it, and I'm looking forward to the second one. And moving on. The next game, all of these platformers, Shantae and the Seven Sirens is coming out in 2020. We don't know when, probably sometime during the summer or mid-year or something like that would be my guess based off of how far they've kind of said they are. And yeah, really looking forward to this. If you like platforming games and you want something a little bit different, the Shantae games are some of the best ones out there. So definitely recommend looking into that. Next is Beat 'em Up. Long time coming. Streets of Rage 4. There was the Streets of Rage like Neo or whatever that they released, which was a lot of fun. Which is like a Xbox arcade game. It might have been on the PlayStation 2, but I played it on the 360 whenever it came out with my friend.
Yeah, because they did a couple of those like re-releases. Like they also did the Double Dragon Neon.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. The Double Dragon Neon. Sorry, I got that messed up. But yeah, so okay. I'm hoping it's along the same vein as really my point, because we haven't seen a Streets of Rage game since the 90s. So yeah, because I think there was a Saturn/Dreamcast game that was canceled because they gave up on the franchise. But yeah,
bringing it back.
And it's not. It looks like it's not just Blaze and Axel. It looks like it's more of the characters and just the two of them. So that's
exciting.
Yeah. And you have a few of them on the list as well.
Yeah, there's like, I'm really curious about this because I really like the Assassin's Creed series.
Yeah.
But it's very much
It's like an on-again, off-again relationship for you.
Oh, man. Some of them I have loved, and other ones I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
So
Which is funny because I thought it was because there's actually two studios that make them. There's the core studio and the non-core studio, but there's been a couple that have...
I know, we've looked at, and you're like, well, you should have liked this one. I'm like, but I didn't.
Yeah. But anyway.
But Ragnarok is supposed to come out this year. Vikings, which I guess... Whatever.
Awesome Nordic stuff.
The timeline never makes sense.
No.
Yeah, awesome Nordic stuff. So I'm really curious. I really hope they keep in the naval stuff because that was some of my favorite parts of both Black Flag, Rogue, and Odyssey.
Yeah. Probably will be a lot different, but maybe there'll be some.
Yeah, and I just an interesting take on it. I mean, usually they offer something fun, especially with all the lore in that. So here's hoping.
Yep.
Hopefully it's okay.
Hopefully it's okay.
Another weird one that I'm kind of excited for is Boyfriend Dungeon.
Yeah.
This
is definitely one of those out there genres.
Yeah, this is a real weird one because it's a combination of like a dungeon crawler and dating sim.
Mm-hmm.
Because you date your weapons. Yeah. Your weapons turn into boys and girls.
Yep.
And you date them in between action sequences. And I guess building a better relationship with them helps them do more damage.
I don't know anything about this game.
This is so weird looking. It is right up my alley for its level of weirdness.
Yeah,
so
so weird that you gotta check it out.
I'm in. I am so in.
Fair enough.
But also No More Heroes 3, which the trailer came out at the same Nintendo Direct, I think, as the Bravely Default 2.
Yeah, it did.
And it is a weird trailer. Again,
yeah, I have no idea what I was looking at. And also, like, wait, is this No More Heroes?
Yeah, you didn't really know until the very end when you see Travis. And I'm like, okay, alright.
Yeah.
Like, I played through most of the first one. I missed the second one because I'm a bad person. But, yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how this goes. Why not?
It's probably more of the same.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be a lot of button mashing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited. Biggest release that we don't really know.
Yep.
Psychonauts 2.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, what else can you say?
They've been talking about this game for a while, too, so... And what's interesting about this is I've actually never played Psychonauts. It's a game that I bought a bunch of PlayStation 2 games off my one friend, and this is actually one of his favorite games, and he's like, oh, like, if you're going to buy all these games, you have to buy this game, because I didn't mention it. He's like, it's the best platformer I've ever played, like, 3D platformer, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, sure, I'll buy that game off you, too. And because I bought his PlayStation 2 collection whenever he was selling it, and yeah, it sounds really cool, but I've never gotten around to it, so hopefully this intrigues me to play through them.
Yeah, and there's a nice little VR experience as well.
Cool.
That you could check out too. But this one is kind of strange, and I'm really excited. It was totally missed because of how old it was.
Right.
The System Shock remake.
Right.
A good friend of mine, actually, I think I still have his copy of System Shock 2.
Mm-hmm.
He made me borrow it, and then I think I gave it back to him. But then he bought it for me on Steam, because I knew I didn't even install it. And I still haven't played it. I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. But this might be the one to get me to play it, because this is like early horror.
Right.
But also kind of cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of that, like, Deus Ex RPG stuff.
I'd say it's a little bit more cyberpunk, but yeah.
But it does have, like, some of the horror elements as well.
Certainly.
But, yeah, it was completely missed because of its age. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see how people react to this now.
I have a feeling that the advertising for this game is really going to ramp up like a couple months before the game comes out. Because I think it's one of those games that if they started advertising for it now, then they're really wasting their budget, because a lot of people are going to forget. So, except for the core fans who potentially already know about it.
Yeah,
so,
they've already sold those copies.
Mm-hmm.
They almost need to wait, and I honestly think we're going to see this release way late in the year.
Maybe.
Because it will be a prime contender competing with Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
And I think that is so overhyped that this won't even, like, be like... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I
got
have
one more.
Yeah, one more. I actually just added this to the list a few days ago, actually, because I was playing through Vaporeon because I hadn't gotten around to it, even though I bought it like near the time it came out. But I actually just recently played through the first one, and I was just like, oh, this game was really cool. I was talking to my friend about it, and then we were chatting, and then I looked up, and I'm like, did they make any other games? Like, the first one came out like a couple years ago or something, and all of a sudden I saw right there on their blog post, the top post, pinned comment, Vaporeon Lockdown coming out in Q1 2020, and
that's soon.
Yeah, it should be coming out in the next like 3 months. And it's like a prequel to the story in Vaporeon, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was like a steampunk dungeon crawler, and
nice.
I'm going to be picking this up right away and playing through it, because I love dungeon crawlers, and I was really, really impressed actually by the original Vaporeon. I'm kind of sad that I didn't play it originally at the same time that my one friend had been playing it, and yeah, so I'm really looking forward to its prequel, Lockdown. So yeah, these are the games that we're really looking forward to that are coming out this year in 2020.
What are you guys looking forward to?
Yeah.
Tell us below in the comments. Is it something we've already said, or is it something that we completely missed?
Yeah, I'd be really interested to hear, especially if it is something that we missed, to potentially add to our ever-growing list of games that we want to check out.
Exactly.
And if you made it this far in the video, be sure to like the video, and yeah, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. We release weekly content, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video.